Hey everybody, Alex here, and welcome to Base to the Past, technically. I haven't done one of these in a while, and this one's a little bit personal. Actually, no, they're all personal. Who the hell am I kidding? So, this one, I say it's technically not a Base to the Past because this actually happened about a week and a half ago, but it was probably one of the most emotional things for me to ever happen. So, I'm not going to go into the details of how this whole thing went down, but I do want to share a little bit of it. So, one of my oldest friends, I've known him since 1994, so 4th grade. He and I have been in touch. We're still friends to this day. We still hang out. As a matter of fact, we've been hanging out more than ever lately. But there was a span of time in between where we had grown distant. There was some, not civil disagreement, but there was a bump in the road in our group, and ultimately it caused like a I guess you could say a split between myself and a bunch of these guys. But it's really funny too because it was only 2 years ago, I think at this point, one of my friends got married, and I hadn't seen not the married friend, but this particular friend I hadn't seen in many years. And I hadn't spoken to him. I hadn't spoken to any of them. And at that particular time, my girlfriend was like, "Are you going to be okay if he's at the wedding?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." Like, I said, "Why do I have to be afraid? Like, if we had a split, he's going to be civil. I'm going to be civil. I'm not that sort of douche. Like, I get angry at people, but I'm too old to be hanging on to grudges as long as I do." So we were getting ready for the wedding. And I grabbed a pair of gloves out of the closet. And she looks at me and she goes, "Alex, it's like frickin' June. Why the hell are you grabbing gloves?" And I go, "These are his gloves." And she goes, "You've had those gloves for like," now here I'm going to put in perspective. We didn't talk for 3 years, pretty much. Yeah, closer to 2.5, but almost 3 years we didn't talk. And I've had these gloves in my house for that long. And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, they're his gloves." And she's like, "You're going to give them back?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." So we got to the wedding, and she was nervous. I was kind of excited. And it was really funny too, because he arrived with his girlfriend, and they kind of sort of just beelined right towards us. And I just looked at him, we did the whole pleasantries. "Oh, hey, you look good. Oh my God, yeah, it's been so long." And I just went, "Fuckface, I have your gloves." And he went, "Oh, I've been looking for these." Like, nothing happened. Both of our girlfriends looked at each other like, what the? They haven't spoken in years. I thought they were angry at each other, and we just picked up like nothing happened whatsoever. And I think that's really like a testament to friendship. And, we had the wedding, and they had the wedding rather, and, we all hung out and whatnot. And after the wedding, he texted me, and he was like, "Dude, that was so much fun. Like, it's so good to see you again. Like, we have to do this again." So I was like, yeah, just let me know. Now, as a person, I am really terrible with following up with people. I do it a lot at work. I don't really do it with friends. I'm really, really bad about it. Like, it's reached the point where my girlfriend has to remind me, "Hey, it's so-and-so's birthday." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, the Facebook should have told..." Oh, the Facebook did tell me that. I need reminders. I'm really terrible about that. So, he texted me maybe 2 weeks later, being like, "Hey, we're all going out for drinks. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, no worries." Apparently, which I found out later, everybody was really nervous about me coming. I have no idea why. So I showed up, and we had an amazing time. Not because I was going to say anything stupid. It was just because we've been so disconnected, and everybody was kind of just like, kind of strange. We had a phenomenal time. And then when I came home that night, I said to my girlfriend, I said, "You know what? I'm not angry for whatever happened anymore. I'm really not. I am too old for this. These are like my oldest friends. I've known them since grammar school, high school, not even college, grammar school and high school. There is no point for me to be angry. I can just see where it goes." So maybe 2 days later, the person that ended up causing this whole falling out in the first place, I just texted him and said, "Dude, listen, I don't care what happened. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Let's just move on. Let's just be buddies. I don't care. I don't care who was right. I don't care who was wrong." He called me immediately, and he was like, totally emotional about it. He was like, "Oh my god," he was like, he was so apologetic, and he was just like, I've literally tried to text you like 13 times over the past few years, and I couldn't do it. I was like, too scared. And I was like, dude, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm here. That's just how I roll. Or now how I roll. It was like it was like Scrooge on Christmas morning. So we all hung out another time, and then we all reminisce and blah 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 blah. And then time went on as normal. People work, yada yada yada. So fast forward a bit, and my friend, the one who I gave the gloves to, he calls me maybe 2 weeks ago, and he's like, dude, listen, I gotta go to my grandmother's house and pick up some stuff. Do you want to come? I know you're not doing anything. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's Saturday morning. I'm watching cartoons. He's like, dude, there haven't been Saturday morning cartoons in like 16 years. Get the fuck out of the house. So I'm like, all right, fine. So get out of the house, go to Queens, meet up with him, and let me put it in perspective. I spent so much time at this kid's house in the 90s. Between his house, his grandparents lived up the street. And just walking down that block after so long, literally, I kid you not, it was like watching a movie. I literally just saw stuff. Like, I really wish I similar to what I did with the Chinatown video, I really feel like I should just walk around it and show you guys off. And then you'll know where he lives, and that's just weird. So, but I kid you not, like, I saw the two of us sitting on his stoop, playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I saw us having a barbecue in college, drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon in his garage, like everything, like total nostalgia trip. Then we went to his grandmother's house, and he's like, I got something really cool to show you. And he pulled out this bin, and in this bin was nothing but his old Super Nintendo games. And for me, I was just looking. First off, he has amazing fucking taste. I gotta tell you, that kid, if he sold that shit, he'd be a millionaire. But he won't. They're his. They're the same ones he had when he was a kid, except Chrono Trigger. And we just went through it, like Mega Man X, F-Zero, Sunset Riders, Battletoads versus Double Dragon. I picked that up. I looked at that cartridge and I said, man, remember the fun times we had playing this at your house on that small ass television? He goes, remember the fist fights we used to have because of the fucking friendly fire? It just, we laughed so hard. But we got kind of emotional about it too. Like, just to think about, like, dude, like, we're looking at our own personal history here, like, between the two of us. And then at the end of it, he's like, some of these games are yours. And I'm like, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He goes, well, remember when you got rid of your Super Nintendo, you said, it's a spoiled brat, I don't want this shit, take whatever you want. He took 3 of my games. Now, one of the games I told him to keep, only because I gave it to him, and I bought it with my own money, and I feel like it should stay with him. And then he gave me 2 games that he claims were mine. So, I have them here. Actually, no, I don't have them here. I have them up on display, as are my originals. So these are technically the duplicates, so actually I'm not going to show them. But he gave me Super Castlevania 4 and Final Fantasy 3. And I was like, no, dude, keep them. Like, I rebought them already. He's like, no, you don't understand. These are yours. And I was like, no. I gave them to you. They stay with you. So he was like, come on. He's like, take them. He goes, these are important to you. And I was like, it's fine. And he goes, your uncle bought these for you, and I want them to stay with you because of that. And then immediately the two of us just went silent. Going back a little bit, my uncle's the one who really got me into games. He bought me a lot of games, all that stuff, really, really quick. Anyway, so we both just went silent. Like somebody literally threw a baseball through glass. So I took the 2 games, and I said, I'll accept these, but I want you to keep that 3rd one. He was like, fine. And then he went through the games, and we saw a red cartridge, and it was Maximum Carnage. And he goes, here, take this. And it's like he had to throw a Maximum Carnage, because that game was like the biggest joke with us for the longest time. What other fucking game is 2-player that you can't play 2-player until the 3rd level? That is like the most ridiculous shit. And it's an LJN game, and honestly, it's not half bad. But I got back to my house, and I cleaned out the Super Castlevania 4, and of course played, and I played through it, and I've played through it numerous times, and I already have it. I already had a previous copy, a rebuy. And muscle memory just kicks in, I just go through it. Final Fantasy 3, holy shit. Cleaned it, and I was thinking there is no way that save is still there. It was. It was totally there. And it was 90 frickin' hours for a game that you can beat in 40, as far as I'm concerned. And probably the reason why I'm getting slightly choked up here is I had renamed every single character. As people I was friends with during that time. And all the girls were named after girls that we all had crushes on at the time. So, for me, I was just like, this is the most fucking powerful thing I have ever seen in so long. And I sent him a picture of it. His first comment, what the fuck, you playing that game 90 hours? You could beat that game in 30 as far as I'm concerned. I was like, no, dude, it's closer to 40. He's like, you don't even have Go-Go unlocked. What the hell's wrong with you? Like, he was just going in on me. And I was like, dude, no, look at the names. And it's like, why the fuck am I Edgar? Like, it was, and then he read through the rest and he was like, holy shit, I have not thought about this person in so freaking long. It was, and then he was just like, oh my god, like, he got emotional. And it didn't help that after this whole, like, ordeal, after this whole experience at his grandmother's house, we had to go get drunk. Like, it was hard. But just looking at this, man, I was just like, looking back now, and the only reason why I really want to talk about this is that I just want to say nostalgia's a bitch. Memories are a bitch. And I was talking to Sprites and Bites, or now the Vita Journal, about it, and he just said, man, he's like, nostalgia is probably the most powerful thing in the world. You can't get rid of memories. And I'll tell you, man, even when you think you forgot something, it takes one thing just to make you remember everything. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I've been Alex, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.